Alright, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy D Wayne bringing you another YouTube video at this time. So basically what you guys see on your screen is my Shiranui deck profile. So yeah, I'll be doing a deck profile of Shiranuis and my Mono Atlanteans as per the request of YouTube subscriber Tommy Smith. Thanks a lot, Tommy, for the request, and this is for you. Alright, so let's get straight into it. First, we have 2 Zombie Masters. We got 2 Bushi of Shiranuis. 2 Tristan Knight of the Underworld. 3 Mizukis. 3 Chief Priests of the Shiranui. 3 Goblin Zombies. 2 Isola Belle of the Underworld. 2 Swordsmiths of Shiranui. 2 Uni-Zombies, and 2 Cursed Katanas. That rounds up the monster lineup. Going to the spells, 2 Book of Lives, 1 Foolish Burial. That's 2 Twin Twisters, 1 Burial from a Different Dimension, 1 Jewels of the Valiant, 2 Zombie Worlds, and 2 Reincarnation Formations. That's the spells. Now for traps, we have 3 Shiranui style Swallow Sword and 3 Solemn Notices. So yeah, that is the main deck, guys. It's pretty standard Shiranui build. The only thing that would probably stand out more amongst a Shiranui build is the Tristan and Isola, which isn't heavily used in the Shiranui decks that I've seen. I've seen them in some, but not at all. But I personally like this combo because it gives you access to big beefy zombie Stein here, which I'll get into in a second. So yeah, and you know, swarming very well. It can OTK very much, as you guys have seen in my videos. This combo works very well with the deck, and you know, it goes pretty good with it. Alright, so let's get right into the extra deck. Is 2 Ikatsugami Shiranui, 1 Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend, 1 Hot Red Dragon Archfiend, 1 Archfiend Sarmi Skull, 1 Black Rose Dragon, 1 Moonlight Rose Dragon, 2 Omegas. We got 2 Katanagami Shiranui, 1 Hades, 1 Zombie Stein, 1 Lancelot, and 1 Castell. So yeah, so that basically rounds about the deck. Deck has a lot of potential to be a really good deck. It can really fight the meta pretty well. I think especially with this card here, Bushi, which, let's read this effect, of course. This effect reads: during either player's turn, you can banish 1 zombie type monster from your graveyard. This card gains 600 attack until the end of this turn, and if it does, this card battles with a monster this turn. Banish that monster after damage calculation. If this card is banished, you can target 1 Shiranui monster in your graveyard except himself, add it to your hand. You can use each effect of Bushi Shiranui once per turn. So yeah, so I think this card is pretty good for the meta right now, because that effect that allows you to banish, you know, the monsters it battles with is actually really good. So yeah, you can banish the pendulum monsters so that they can't use them again, since they don't go to the extra deck. You can it does pretty well against floater decks as well, like Yang Zing and Gradles and stuff, because it just outright banishes the card. You don't have to worry about the cards hitting the graveyard and activating their effects. So yeah, I think this card is a pretty solid card in the deck. Probably my favorite Shiranui among them all, just because of its overall awesomeness. Being 1800 attack, that becomes 24, you know, and all that good stuff. So yeah, so it's not really much. Chief Priest being able to, you know, summon another Shiranui from the hand or graveyard, and when it's banished, it pops a face-up card on the field. So obviously it combos well with Sword of Swallows, of course, as a Swallow's Sword, basically Icarus attack, tribute a zombie, pop 2 cards on the field, and then banish 1 Shiranui from your deck. So you use this, pop 2 cards, banish this, pop another face-up card on the field. So obviously the Icarus slash Fire Lake that everybody's referring this to, so it's actually really good. Shiranui Cursed Sword Katana, pretty good card as well. Works great in the grave. You know, its effect activates in the grave, obviously, when you banish it and another zombie type monster to special summon a zombie type synchro from your extra deck. So essentially it can summon Hades, even though Hades and Archfiend Zombie Skull require Plague Spreader. It totally bypasses its summoning requirements, making it an even better card. So yeah, that is that. Reincarnation Formation is the field spell for them. That has two different effects, of course. Once per turn, if you control no monsters, you can send one card from your hand to the graveyard. Activate one of these effects. Target one zombie type monster with 0 defense in your graveyard. Special summon it. Or you can target one banish the zombie type monster with 0 defense and return it to the graveyard. You'd only activate one of this card per turn. So yeah, it's very good when you have no monsters. You know, it sets up a lot of OTK plays for the deck. So, you know, no monsters, you can activate this effect, special summon your Uni zombie from the grave, or if you can just discard it from your hand. If you have, and obviously you would have other targets in the grave to special summon, so you can special summon your Uni zombie from the grave and proceed with plays from there. So that is definitely a setup for an OTK potential right there. So yeah, that is the deck. Solemn Notice is such a cheesy card, of course. You guys already know about Notice. Everybody runs it in their decks. 1500 life points to stop summons, or monster effects that being activated. So overall, this is a pretty solid deck at 40. I like the deck. Hopefully you guys enjoy it as well. You guys are welcome to use the deck as you see fit, tweak it however way you want to. Alright, so that is basically the profile for that. So now let's get into the next one. So now this is my Mono Atlantean deck. This is, you know, the second half of the decks that I was using in my previous video. So yeah, let's get right into it. First we have one Moulin Glacier, the Elemental Lord. We have 3 Poseidra, the Atlantean Dragon, 1 Dragon Ice, 3 Abyss Soldier, 2 Atlantean Dragoons, 2 Atlantean Tridon, 2 Atlantean Marksman, 1 Deep Sea Diva, 3 Atlantean Heavy Infantry, 3 Nepta Abyss the Atlantean Prince, 1 Instant Fusion, 1 1-for-1, 2 Surfaces, 2 Night Beams, 2 Salvages, 2 MSTs, 1 Call of the Atlanteans to round out the spells, 2 Call of the Haunteds, 1 Starlight Road, 1 Mirror Force, and 3 Deep Prison to round out the main deck. So yeah, probably one of the main problems with this deck is that it has the potential to brick, as do most decks, but I believe this may have a little bit more of a potential to brick. So you have to be really careful with your hands. I would say, as I was doing a count, even when you brick, the best card to have even in a brick hand is a Nepta Abyss, because he automatically makes your hand super good. Because as you can just, even if you can't special summon it at the time, you can just normal summon it, dump the Dragoons, add a Heavy Infantry with his effect, and then when Dragoons effect, add a Diva to your hand, so it'll help set you up for next turn. So yeah, other than that, when you have really good hands, you have really good hands. Especially when you have a 1-for-1 with something to discard, obviously, because it'll special you right into a Nepta Abyss, and then you could just make your plays from there. So obviously Nepta Abyss is one of the hearts of the deck. I would say Nepta Abyss and Diva are the hearts of the deck, at least the monster lineup anyway. I would say Salvage and Surface are the 2 souls of the deck, because they allow you to continue your plays even if you're interrupted. So you can get hit with a notice, you know, and still be able to, you know, summon your monsters to continue your plays, or you can add them back to your hand so you can set up for plays for next turn. So it's really good. Alright, you got the two MSTs as staples, of course. Call of the Atlantean. I run it at 1 because I feel that 1 is already necessary, and you can search it out via Nip the Abyss's effect. And there's been a lot of occasions where I've activated this card and I've won that turn. I don't know why that's the case, but it is the case. I've always won every time I activated this card. So, only 1 is necessary for me in my case. So, I don't know. So, yeah, we got the Call of the Haunted to continue plays. Special summoning your high level monsters, or special summon your little monsters to continue your plays from there. You have your Starlight Road to protect your setup from Raigekis and Dark Holes and Mirror Forces and Torrential Tributes and stuff. Then you have the 1 staple Mirror Force to protect your monsters, of course. 3 deep prisons. Banishing stuff is always a good thing. Alright, extra deck, we have 1 Nodin, 1 Tatsunoko, 2 Armides, 2 Gunganiers, 1 Stardust Dragon, 2 Bahamut Sharks, 2 Leviathan Dragons, 1 Armored Kappa, 2 Abyss Gaios, and 1 Abyss Dweller to round out the extra deck. So yeah, probably the best 2 cards in the extra deck, I believe, are Gunganier and Bahamut Shark. Gunganier, because it's so much destruction on top of 1 card. Essentially, his effect is, let's read it out. Once per turn, you can discard up to 2 cards to the graveyard to target the same number of cards your opponent controls and destroy them. So yeah, his effect is an activation requirement, so it will set off all the other Atlanteans effects. So you can get the double destruction on top of searching, special summoning, popping of a face up, popping of a face down. So yeah, on top of the destruction, you can get all the extra effects as well, since they're being sent to the graveyard to activate a Water Monster's effect. That's why I think he's probably the best card in the extra deck. And Bahamut Shark, obviously you're going to instant fusion with Nodin, special summoning Dragoons if you have it in the graveyard, overlay into Bahamut Shark. Use Bahamut Shark's effect to detach Dragoons since it was sent to the graveyard for a Water Monster's effect as being detached by materials, so the effect will still activate to get you that extra surge. So you could essentially have 2 monsters on the field with a search. So it's actually really, really good. Alright, so you have the Leviathan Dragons, of course. 2 Marksmen can get you into this, or Tridon into Marksman can get you into this as well. Come 25, pop a set card when you detach a material. So your Armored Kappa can also trigger their effects. You can go Diva into Marksman, overlay into this, detach the Heavy Infantry to pop a face-up card, become 1400. That's pretty good as well. And it could protect your field from battle by discarding a card from your hand. So once again, another activation requirement which will set off all the other Atlanteans effects. So that is pretty good. Obviously you got Abyss Dweller to stop graveyard effects, to same basic premise, notice into Dragoons into this. So yeah, stop graveyards, get a search with Dragoons. So yeah, last we have Big Abyss Gaios, 2 level 7s of course. Let's read out his effect. He requires 2 level 7 water monsters. While this face-up card has exceed material, level 5 higher monsters cannot attack. Once per turn, during either player's turn, you can attach 1 exceed material from this card, negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent controls. Currently controls that have less tech than this card until the end phase. So yeah, he has he is really good. Really good. And there was a match that I had facing, I believe it was Pendulum Magicians or one of the Pepes or whatever, that he summoned Big Eye and he tried to take my Abyss Gaios, and I activated Abyss Gaios effect, negating it. So yeah, he's better than Dragosac and Big Eye because he can negate their effects outright and destroy them. And yeah, he stops higher level monsters from attacking, so he's actually really good, and he's 28 on top of that. So yeah, pretty good. This is probably one of my favorite decks as well. as this deck requires a lot of skill to play. You definitely have to know what you're doing with this deck, or you will lose. All right, so I will keep it short and simple. Yeah, this is my double deck profile, guys. I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know what you guys think about it. All right, so I will leave that at that. So I'll be bringing you guys more videos in the meantime, but until then, peace, YouTube.